Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do the fox eye makeup trend. It is really popular amongst a lot of models and today you too are going to learn how to do it too. So before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel and let's just get right into the video. So jumping right into the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and take my Colourpop Pretty Fresh concealer and just go ahead and create a nice even base all over my eyelids. Today I am actually going to set my eyelids just because I don't want the eyelids itself to be creasing because there's not going to be a whole lot going on to hide that creasing on the eyelids essentially. So make sure to go ahead and set your eyelids. To get started with the look, I went ahead and have already done my brows, and if you are someone with who has shorter tails or almost no tails to an eyebrow like myself, this will probably work to your benefit because with the fox eye, it's all about creating those lifting angles, and eyebrows, if you sometimes bring them too low, it's just going to kind of defeat the purpose of that lifting motion. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows, and instead of dragging out the tail like I usually do, I kind of kept it to where the hair stops growing as well as built up and more out, and then when I concealed it I kind of went more up and out rather than down. So moving into the eyeshadow portion, I am going to go ahead with the Morphe 39A Dare to Create palette. And I'm going to go in with this lightest shade here on just a fluffy brush. And we're going to start mapping out where those angles are going to be. So a good note and where to follow is kind of taking the brush from your nose, line it up to your eye. That's kind of the angle that we're going for. So everything is going to be going really up, swept up to get that super angular and lifted look. So I have applied that first color and it's barely noticeable. That is going to be our transition shade just to kind of blend everything else together. And as you can kind of see, I literally just kept it right on the outer side, outer V kind of my eye. I did not drag it in at all. I just kept it really close to that lash line, creating that wing look. Next, going up with a more precise domed brush, but it is a little bit fluffy. I'm going to go ahead with a teeny bit of a darker shade. So I'm going to go ahead in with this shade here and start lightly defining and deepening that even more. Sticking close to the lash line and sweeping it up. Next up, to deepen the look even more, I'm going to go ahead with that brown at the end. And on a more even precise domed brush, this one is not as fluffy as the last one, I'm going to go ahead and continue to deepen it up, keeping that super close to the lash line and making sure not to continue to blend up and into the eyelid. Just keeping it really tight. Another thing I want to mention is when we are doing our kind of wing liner into the eye here, don't be bringing it right all the way in. Bring about 3/4 to halfway in because you really want to create that dimension of and the illusion of having a more angular look. And then so when we go in to add the inner corner, it will really make it just look lifted. So in the last step of creating that really uplifted look, I'm going to go ahead and take this dark brown and just a tiny hint of the black on the Morphe M432 defining brush. And as you can see, I've already done it on this eye and it just really creates that last little bit of definition without being too harsh of going in with a liquid liner, for instance. So again, just tapping into those two colors and really smudging that into the lash line and lightly lifting it up. Another tip I found that helped is to really make sure you're buffing it out. Go in with that last brush and that brown on the edge there and just kind of buff it over. just so it isn't too harsh looking. So to continue on with the look, I went ahead and took some Bioderma on a Q-tip just to clean up those edges, and we're going to continue on with the face before finishing off the eyes. So today we're actually going to try a few new products that I haven't tried before, and we're going to start off with face with the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Veil. I got the shade Vanilla Nude, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply it, and hopefully it's the right color. So I went ahead and applied about 2 layers of the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I really love it so far. It's really nice and light, gonna be great for summer. And next I'm gonna go up with a new concealer as well, which is the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. With this look, because it's gonna be super angular, I really wanted to keep it super light and glowy just to really bring the light to the skin, if that makes any sense whatsoever, and to really just have like a really nice looking glowy look. I don't know what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying, hopefully. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that NYX concealer. One thing I want to mention, as I am hopefully gonna find my brush to blend this out, make sure we are taking that concealer right up to the lower lash line, because we are not going to be applying any eyeshadow. We want to make sure it's really evened out and there's no darkness, because any darkness that is going to be under that eye is going to kind of defeat the purpose of that really uplifting look, because the darkness is just going to start to drag down the eyes again. So next, surprise surprise, I'm actually going to skip cream contouring, and I'm just going to go ahead and start setting anywhere where I have applied that concealer. So next, to do a little bit of contouring, I'm going to take the Bobbi Brown Bronzing Powder in medium 2 and just lightly carve out my cheekbones. And I'm gonna kind of deceive the eye a little bit and go a little bit higher than where my cheekbone would actually hit and where I would actually contour, just to once again give that super angular lifted look. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and take a teeny bit of blush. I'm not going to add too much, but where I do add it, I'm not going to add it more on the apples. I'm going to add it more towards that cheekbone to once again give a more angular look. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use the Essence blush in 40 Beloved. To go ahead and add a little bit of highlight to further create dimension, I'm going to go ahead with the Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and Amrezy highlight and apply those to the high points of my face. So to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and take a super tiny little brush. This is the e.l.f. Small Smudge Brush, and we're going to do this, or use this rather, to make that little tweak in the inside of the eye. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a color that isn't the deepest but not the lightest one that we use, and I don't want to go too warm toned just because I don't want it to make it look like my eyes are kind of irritated looking, if that makes any sense. So depending on your skin tone and whatnot, go ahead and choose a color that kind of fits that description. So here we go. I just did this eye, so you can kind of tell the difference how once this is added into the look, it takes it from just being like a smoky wing liner to really being that fox eye look and creating that super lifted look. A tip I want to give is don't go super exaggerated with this in the inside of the eye. I've done that many times and have screwed it up, and then you cannot get them symmetrical at all. So just really follow that shape and do the littlest bit, because that little bit that I did still makes a really huge difference in the entire look. Okay guys, so to finish off the eye look, I went ahead and used my Kiss Posh lashes. I just cut off the ends and put them on the ends of my eyelashes, and to really further elongate the eyes, I ever so slightly lifted them up towards the end, and then I went back and added in a little bit more of that darkest color combination just to fill in that gap so you wouldn't see like a skin gap between the lashes. I also went ahead and added a light coat of mascara to the bottom lashes and put on a lip. And so you guys, this is the final look. So you guys, that was today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned a new trick or two. Let me know down below if you want to see any more trending eye looks, as well as before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, as well as follow me over on my Instagram at @memyself_makeup. And until next time guys, have a great day.